Wendy Williams just revealed who controls Hollywood and how she was silenced after speaking out about the abuse. Katt Williams, Jim Carrey, and Dave Chappelle, some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, saw this coming years ago. They warned people that the powerful elites in Hollywood would come after anyone who tried to expose their secrets. According to them, these people would not only attack your career but could also go after your children and destroy every part of your life if you tried to reveal the truth.
Is a horrible person to me. You know what I'm saying? It's the way he moves with other people. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with these other people at my apartment in Miami? What are you doing? Oh, you spent on what? And what is going on at Wells Fargo?
According to investigators who studied the Epstein files, Epstein had connections with some of the biggest film and music executives in Hollywood and the music industry. Many powerful elites, including Sean Diddy Combs, have been linked to very disturbing and serious allegations. People say that if someone in the industry refuses to follow what these powerful figures want, they may be pushed out and lose their chance to survive in the business. The shocking part is that many people believe these powerful elites have been speaking about their influence openly for years.
They work for us. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
Many victims have spoken out about the pressure they faced while working in Hollywood. They said that some directors, producers, and music executives forced young actors and models to give up their integrity and self-respect if they wanted to succeed in the industry. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Diddy were accused for years of being involved in serious wrongdoing, including cases linked to underage victims. For a long time, very few people tried to stop them or report what was happening. Many critics say the industry was built in a way that often protected powerful people instead of holding them accountable.
Had me over to the house of where these perpetrators in this ring kind of basically started. They'd pull me away for their threat sessions and tell me they have gaydar, they have this. At the end of the day, if you don't keep the members of this group happy, we control Hollywood. We can eliminate you. We will eliminate you. Threat after threat after threat. At the house, it was, I've had put in drinks. I had liquor poured down my throat from being where there were rules in the house of no swimsuits, no clothes out by the pool area. I was numerous times in that house by numerous individuals, various types of sex. All throughout that house. It was just something you were like a piece of meat to these people, and they'd pass you around between them. It was, if I could define what that house was, it's evil.
Wendy Williams was the face of talk shows for years. She ruled daytime TV because of her bold personality, her direct comments, and her courage to say things other hosts would not. At the peak of her success on The Wendy Williams Show, many celebrities feared her Hot Topic segment because nothing felt off limits. But in recent years, some insiders said Wendy was forced to live inside a mental health facility, being force-fed simply because she chose to expose Diddy for who he truly was. Long before any official investigation ever began, Wendy knew that Diddy was a bad person.
A series of depositions that not only prove that she's being held against her will, but also threaten to dismantle the Hollywood PR ring's sinister web of coercion and control. We've got the tapes, and they're shocking. It's clear that Wendy is currently living in fear for her life. They're locking up a mentally stable woman who holds incriminating evidence against some of the world's most powerful people. And they're doing it in broad daylight, in front of the entire world.
Wendy Williams is locked in a room in an assisted living facility in New York. That's her. The only way I could interview her was to have a camera in the street because we can't get a camera in. She can't really have any visitors. She cannot go outside. She's been out twice in the last 30 days. She has no internet. She, and I think rightly says, she feels like a prisoner.
After Wendy Williams was diagnosed with dementia, the industry pushed her aside, calling her crazy and trying to discredit everything she had said about these powerful elites. They wanted people to believe Wendy was unstable and could not be trusted. For years, she was kept confined and labeled as a mental health patient. Now, court-ordered doctors have shown that Wendy never had dementia at all. It was all just an excuse to silence her and stop her from speaking the truth.
Wendy's guardianship seemed to be extreme. I've spoke to her several months ago, and she just sounds like the same Wendy. Yes, is she quirky? Sure. Is she eccentric? Sure. She always has been.
And now a new revelation. Her team says a new medical evaluation ordered by Wendy's court-appointed legal team finding she does not have frontotemporal dementia.
She does not have frontal lobar dementia. So that should be game, set, match.
Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, confirmed that Diddy was the reason Wendy Williams was blackballed from the industry and labeled as crazy. Diddy reportedly started a smear campaign against Wendy, ruined her career, pressured others in the industry not to hire her, and even played a role in having her misdiagnosed and sent to an asylum.
What people don't understand about Puff is that he held the entertainment grip, especially for the people who was his former artists, in a chokehold. If you didn't do what he say do, if he didn't like you, you would never ever work for Bad Boy or anybody in the entertainment business again. He did it to Kirk Burroughs. You understand? He did it to Wendy Williams. He did it to a lot of people, bruh. So now her going back is just wanting to get food on her table, keep a roof over her head. Because nobody was probably telling her, yo, I can't work with you. I can't deal with you unless Puff say so. I'm not gonna work with you. I'm not gonna do anything, because they didn't want to make him mad because he had enough power in the business to stop her.
Here's the thing. We have seen the same playbook repeated many times. Katt Williams actually warned anyone who tried to expose Hollywood that the whole industry would come after them. It wasn't just the industry itself. The moment Katt Williams began speaking out about Hollywood elites being involved in pedophilia and sexual abuse, he faced arrests and harassment from the police as well. They even tried to take away Katt's children.
Yo, man, Katt, you cool, man? How you doing tonight,
I'm cooler than a fan, man. They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
how terrible is that?
I did want to ask, the cops, allegedly found some guns and...
Yeah, they always find guns. I never leave without my girlfriend. I'm on the middle of an interview, sir.
Sorry about it. They found guns and drugs. Now, is that's what it was reported.
Sir, you can look at my paperwork. There was no drug. Weed is not a drug.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's safe for kids to be around guns and stuff like that? I mean, I'm just curious.
How do you keep the kids safe without guns? They were in a lockbox that the police broke.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm saying, if the police come in and raid my place and break into my gun boxes, you're gonna find guns. But these aren't. Well, I'm not in a gang. What difference does it make?
Now, you were actually stopped for this and let go, because you have a license for it,
No,
right?
This is their 9th time coming to my house. The problem was this time they came to my office and took my kids from an office. Not from my house, from an office. So now when I can't have my kids at my office,
that's an issue.
I must be
the
most terrible black dude. Because here's the whole thing. You're gonna charge me with child endangerment? After I adopted 7 children and had them for 14 years in this state? Really? You coming after my kids now? Because it was already a witch hunt. Now you want my babies? Yikes.
These elites control everything. If you go after them, you could be arrested. Your bank might freeze your accounts, and your career could be destroyed. Jeffrey Epstein agreed to reveal the names of the elites he worked with, yet they managed to put him in the most secure federal prison in America. That shows just how powerful this group really is.
Epstein
claims that most people would have called crazy years ago are now showing up in the official Epstein files. The truth is that both Diddy and Epstein were part of this group, and they were providing more victims. Notice how Epstein's client list and Diddy's private tapes never got exposed. Court documents show that both Epstein and Diddy were connected to young women, but no names were ever revealed, and no arrests were ever made. So who exactly were the people that Epstein and Diddy were working with?
Everybody is a supplier. Epstein, Weinstein, like these guys knew what these extremists liked and provided it, and provided the way for you to to have $1 billion and not create a fantasy island type environment has not existed throughout history.
Right. I mean, if I was going to run some global power organization, I would try to co-opt every single leader, try to suck them in, offer support, bring them out to wherever I have my big-ass meetings, fly everybody in private jets, talk about the climate crisis.
All organizations have to follow the same rules.
Yeah, that's wild.
Recruitment is an important facet of all. Like,
we have to get some young global leaders.
Well, understand, this is the only reason that we can talk about these big Illuminati-like entities at this period of time. It's just because of time. Like, they aged out. Like, you can't get in new, so everybody got decrepit over there, and they can't exchange, really.
It's clear that Epstein was communicating with his clients using code words, and the files show evidence of this. There are over 52 references in 6 of the documents, which investigators dismissed without any supporting evidence. In these same documents, words like beef jerky, pizza, white whale, and grape soda appear in places where they don't make any sense. A forensic expert later said that these were likely euphemisms for something much, much worse.
Code words in the emails, literal emails of Epstein and Bill Gates. Like, these are known entities starting to talk about jerky. And then they're talking about the intestines of babies. They're talking about cream cheese. Like, I welcome anyone to prove me wrong, because I hoped to fucking hell this is not true. But when we mentioned jerky, that was the more elite meat, is what I'm interpreting this as. There were emails from people, redacted names again, saying, hey, I have 68 pounds of jerky in my freezer. I'm not sure what to do with it. There were emails of, I need more jerky. I'm going to send it to the lab. When he knew they were coming after him, they knew they were going to come arrest him. He ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid, which is which is how you would dispose of. And there are mentions, and now Congress is actually speaking about it. They did this week. I spoke about Zorro Ranch and how there's so many mentions of bury them in Zorro Ranch, leave them in Zorro Ranch. And now that's 7,000 acres of land that Jeffrey Epstein owns in New Mexico. And it's actively working right now. And then just to add to that, the chef that was making the jerky, that was sending recipes, that was on the island, was Francis Derby.
Who's that?
Francis Derby owns the restaurant Camp.
What?
Yes.
Wait, there's a restaurant called
Cooking.
Is it actual camp? No, it can't be. That'd be illegal. He'd be shut down.
But is it so tongue-in-cheek? Did they think they were so fucking smart that they could go that far?
At the same time, these emails show that Hollywood elites and billionaires often visited Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. This case is now part of a new investigation after disturbing claims about the bodies of 2 foreign girls being buried on the 7,600-acre property came out. A document dated July 19, 2019, just days after Epstein's arrest, was an FBI report that included a call from a retired New Mexico State police officer, whose name was hidden. The officer told the FBI that many high-profile people were seen visiting the ranch frequently.
Finally getting to look inside Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in our state through some new photos. Epstein and his estate owned the Santa Fe County property until 2023. That's when former Texas State Senator Donald Huffines bought it. Now, these new photos of the property are from an insurance company, and they were taken when Epstein was still alive. And you can see just how big the property is. Multiple offices, cabins, barns, buildings. I mean, look at the large pool inside. Then you have a great room right there with that huge chandelier. At the time, there was also a fire truck, tanker, and trailer on the property, as well as a firehouse and storage facility. Meanwhile, there is a growing memorial on the property's outskirts paying tribute to Epstein's victims and survivors.
I can't imagine what they had to endure. I wanted everybody to know that New Mexico was strong, and that we would represent these victims, living victims, survivors.
To show how shocking some of the things at Epstein's Zorro Ranch were, emails reveal that on the day of his indictment, Epstein ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid. One tweet about the situation said, a trapdoor to the sea, ordering 50 human teeth, ordering 330 gallons of sulfuric acid, dental equipment, a dentist chair, code words like jerky for flesh. This was more than disturbing, it was terrifying. Epstein was a serial predator. How many missing people might have gone on one-way trips to his properties? He probably bought the human teeth to see how long the sulfuric acid would take to dissolve them.
Here's one of the craziest ones. The day he was indicted in 2018, the very next day he ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid.
What?
Yes. He ordered 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid to be delivered to the island. And so there was a lot of people online saying, oh, that was probably for his desalination plant. It's probably like a regular thing they need to order. So then someone else did a deep dive and said, no, this is the first time this was ever ordered.
I checked that again. I saw there was 2 other ones.
Oh, there was 2 other orders?
2017 and 2015.
Oh, so that guy was wrong.
It could have been the first one from that company, potentially.
Ah, that makes sense. So maybe it was for this desalination equipment. But also, that's a lot of sulfuric acid. You know, if I needed 5 gallons for my desalination equipment, but 239 gallons or whatever it is to burn, to get rid of bodies.
Kind of hard to think of any other use for acid, just in general. Right?
Immediately,
so
you think.
Immediately.
Yeah. The other orders, were they that large? Because here's the other thing. I mean, how long has it been killing people? How long have they been boiling bodies to get rid of them? I mean, if you do have, for lack of better words, let's call it a service, where you allow rich people from foreign governments or whatever, you set it up. I can give you whatever you want.
Right.
Like, what I want to do is
As we look closer at what happens in Hollywood, we see that another person in the industry called crazy was Jim Carrey. After winning many awards, including several Golden Globe nominations, Jim Carrey became frustrated with Hollywood and began exposing the elites for who they really were. He said the whole industry was meaningless and spoke out against its corruption.
Is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't.
Was that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you needed more proof that the billionaires working with Hollywood were involved, Lex Wexner's attorney was caught on a hot mic saying how they would freaking kill you if he answered a question. Many people thought Wexner was at the top of the chain, but this shows he wasn't.
A good idea. We ought to have an inventory. Then there was I hired a lady to be like the house manager who had run the U.S. Embassy in Rome, and said, yeah, I know how to do this. And I said, well, why don't we keep inventories of stuff? And she said, well, yeah, I could do that. So she did that. That's kind of a puny example, but I wouldn't have had the idea. But then all the things were inventoried. That wasn't work for me or Jeffrey. It was just regularly done. Answer the question. It's okay. Answer the question. Okay.
Wendy Williams is now trying to escape her conservatorship. She says she is being held against her will. One tweet about the situation said, Wendy Williams built an empire and now she's trapped in a system that's failing her. Guardianship abuse is real, and no one deserves to have their freedom taken away like this.
So, our recent events have been unbelievable. Talk about it.
We came back from dinner, and apparently police were called. But I was told that at some point, police were called because the coterie here was saying allegedly that I took my aunt from this facility and whisked her away without any sort of confirmation or approval, which according to
Unbelievable.
everything that we have learned in terms of this whole situation, wondering exactly how that correlates with the statements that the Guardian has made, that Wendy is able to come and go as she pleases,
Right.
and that there are no family visits that are blocked.
Clearly, they are lying to me when they say I can go out and do what I want to do. This is my niece Alex. She just flew in from Miami, okay? I just came from the hospital. So we are going out to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate what? I don't know. I'm from the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And of life.
Now the question is, if voices like Wendy's were ignored for years, how many others were silenced before anyone noticed? What do you think is really happening behind the scenes in Hollywood? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into stories like this, where we look closely at clips, documents, and claims that mainstream media rarely covers, let me know and I'll make more.